Today is all about our vision. But now, more than ever, we know that our vision must be adaptable, flexible, and ready for anything. In this past year, we have confronted the most significant challenge our college has ever faced. But our vision held strong, because that vision is about more than just planning. At its heart, it is about our values, our people, and our dedication to transforming hopes and dreams into lifelong success. The devotion of our teams and the resolve of our employees helped get us through the unprecedented challenges of the past. And now, that collective strength will be the force that will help us recover and propel us into a future of promise, of opportunity, and of innovation. Welcome to AC Vision.
Hello, bonjour, kwe, marhaba. Welcome to AC Vision. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Patrick Deavy, and I'm the Dean of Algonquin's newest campus, AC Online. And for those of you who do know me, I'm back. I'm not sure where those 8 months of parental leave went, and I'm actually not sure why every day felt like a lazy Sunday, but here I am. So what the heck happened while I was away? And how is it that I'm now able to walk to work without shoes on? Anyhow, thankfully, to provide some sense of familiarity with the start of the new academic year, AC Vision is here. Granted, it won't look like it did last year. There's no comfy seating, no boxed snacks, but I did rent out this ginormous 50-foot screen just to give a sense of authenticity, and then I was told I couldn't invite anyone to enjoy it with me. Oh well. The good news for AC Vision, though, is that we can count on the entire Algonquin community to come together. Over 1,000 of you have registered for this event, and as it currently stands, I think we're just over the 800 mark of those of you watching live right now. And just like you guys did over the past few months, for this event, we had to pivot, adjust, just to ensure that we had a proper kickoff to the new academic year. This is our opportunity to look ahead to the future, communicate our collective goals, discuss our future state, and provide support and hope during a very challenging time. What you're about to hear today will be centered around the vision for the college as seen by the students, the staff, the faculty, and the administration. As was the case last year, representatives from each of these groups will share their initiatives and goals for the upcoming year in a TED Talk style format. The idea is that it's brief, informative, and inspiring, and then we're going to take that momentum to your departmental jam sessions immediately afterwards, and I'll explain more about that later. So let's get the party started. And to kick things off in true AC Vision fashion, we have a surprise guest once again. AC Vision would just not be the same without him. To learn more about the vision of the national capital, please welcome the Mayor of Ottawa and fellow alumnus of Laurentian Regional High School in Lachute, Quebec, shameless plug, you knew I had to do it, His Worship, Jim Watson.
Well, thank you very much, Patrick, and good morning, everyone. Bonjour à tous. It's unfortunate that we can't all be together at the start of the new year here at Algonquin College and just days away. I always look forward to this gathering. And with a new year and new challenges ahead of us comes new beginnings and a new vision. Algonquin College has always been bold, pushing boundaries to achieve tremendous results over the years. Likewise, at the City of Ottawa, we have a vision for our city, a vision of a world-class national capital, a city where we're all connected by a world-class light rail system, which will increase efficiencies and connectivity, including to our 4 post-secondary institutions. A city that is sustainable and values green practices, protecting our environment for not only now, but for generations to come through initiatives like the combined sewage storage tunnel that is going to eliminate almost 95% of pollutants going into the Ottawa River. A caring and inclusive city, and we've seen that during COVID-19. One that values all of our residents, regardless of your race, religion, culture, socioeconomic background, sexual orientation, or language. And a city that protects its most vulnerable residents, ensuring that everyone has a place they can call home. A city that encourages entrepreneurship and innovation and helps foster creative thinking, building on our reputation as one of the leading cities in North America for technology and innovation. We remain committed to this vision, these goals, and are making them the building blocks of our decision-making process. Of course, 2020 has been one of the most difficult times in our history, but together we can accomplish great things, and we've seen that time and time again with people helping neighbors, neighbors helping strangers. I can't wait to see what's in store for this year at Algonquin. Enjoy the rest of the meeting. Have a safe and healthy fall and winter, and I look forward to seeing you all in person on campus as soon as possible. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Before we get rolling with our next presenters, I promised I would explain what the jam sessions were all about. This is something new for AC Vision, and it turns out that the only instrument you will need is your own voice. Unfortunately, I don't get to play on those drums. The purpose of the jam session is to host a more intimate, interactive event immediately following AC Vision to discuss what you might have heard during the following presentations and how you see your department fitting into the larger college vision. What are some initiatives or ideas that you believe you can support from what you heard this morning or afternoon or evening, depending where you are in the world right now? What role could your department play to enact this vision? To do this, pay special attention to the theme and initiatives conveyed by each presenter. Back to the main event. The videos you're about to see have been recorded specifically for AC Vision. I'll be presenting them in groups of 3 or 4 at a time before we conclude with a live address from our president, Claude Brûlé. All right, we're going to get things started with 3 members of Algonquin College's executive team who will each introduce themselves and talk about their theme. I'll see you right afterwards.
Segu Agwegu. Greetings, everyone. Kwe. My traditional name is Deganadasa, which means 2 towns coming up, and I am Turtle Clan from the Oneida Nation, part of the Haudenosaunee, or Iroquois people. My English name is Ron McLester, and it is my pleasure to serve as the Vice President, Truth, Reconciliation, and Indigenization here at Algonquin College. My work is my passion, and as such, the topic that I've chosen for this morning's focus is on Indigenous knowledge and the enhancements it can provide to the Algonquin College community members. My work and my thinking is heavily informed by ancient traditional knowledge, deep cultural understanding, and I'm armed with over 20 years of experience working within the higher education system. Since the fall of 2016, my team and I have focused on building relationships with local Indigenous communities, community leadership, and providing student support services to Indigenous learners and weaving Indigenous knowledge and traditional ways of knowing into the very fabric of this fine institution. While we have enjoyed a considerable amount of success in a relatively short amount of time, I see many opportunities to continue building on this foundation. I believe that there are many unexplored opportunities that could have an enormous influence on the students, staff, faculty, and administrators who seek to engage with us. Our lives have changed so very much in the last few months. We have to consider our actions and the resulting repercussions in ways that few have ever had to consider before. With that said, we have to keep going. We have to keep learning. We have to keep growing. While we have to take into consideration the time it takes to navigate our new reality in ways that are thoughtful and compassionate, we can also take some comfort in knowing that there are many traditional teachings locked inside Indigenous knowledge that can continue to inform us and help us find success. One of the very first teachings that I learned about is called the Turo Wampum, or the Goswenta. In fact, the Turo Wampum is a treaty between some of the original people of Turtle Island, also known as North America, and our cousins who've come from across the waters. Inside this teaching, there is a ton of information that helps us to guide our thinking and remind us of our responsibility to each other and our relatives throughout the natural world. Over this next year, the Office of Truth, Reconciliation, and Indigenization will work to increase the transmission and dissemination of traditional Indigenous knowledge by making it accessible to as many Algonquin College community members as possible. We will leverage the teachings of the Two-Row Wampum, the Dish with One Spoon, the Three Sisters, the Seven Grandfathers, and the Great Law. These teachings will inform the creation of an Indigenous Leadership Academy, an enhanced Indigenous Elders program, and indigenization efforts at the college. I look forward to working with as many of you as possible. Yawango, Yoyan Ladi.
My name is Diane McCutcheon, and I am the Vice President of Human Resources, and it is my pleasure to welcome you as we kick off the 2021 academic year. Today we are together for AC Vision, and my focus is to highlight how we work together in sustaining engagement in a different work environment. So much has changed since we were together in the 1920 AC Vision event. Our Algonquin community has shifted to a paradigm of distributed work, primarily off campus. We have seen creative leadership and forward-thinking agility from our members of our community. Embedded in the college's response to this pandemic are the kernels of the next generation of work. We are embracing flexibility, and that includes flexible work arrangements. As we develop this framework, we will be reaching back out to you to check in and let you know the progress on the development of this framework over the fall semester. The college is focusing on providing all of our employees learning supports, technical skill supports for remote teaching, and remote working will continue to be a priority of professional development opportunities. Not only learning new approaches and learning from our pilot programs, but also learning from each other. In the 2019 Employee Engagement Survey, 81% positively viewed team development and coworker relations. This speaks directly to our ability to collaborate, communicate, and work together collectively. In these times, these are the elements that bring us together, to be able to achieve things perhaps we never thought possible in a remote environment. To that end, departments will begin to develop their departmental engagement plans together, and a college-wide engagement action team will be launched to examine the college-wide initiatives. As a community, we are living through a pandemic, a downturn in the economy, and issues that can be polarizing. Now, more than ever, employee well-being and mental health in the workplace is crucial, and we will be continuing our efforts that we began over 18 months ago. This includes the work of the Psychological Health and Safety Task Force, live and virtual EAP sessions, AC Dog Squad, the Not Myself Today activities, mental health workshops, a dedicated abilities and wellness team within HR to support all of our employees, and finally, various activities and programs on all 3 campuses to promote mental health and wellness. This work will continue over the 2021 academic year as we prioritize employee mental health and wellness and bring together new supports that our employees are looking for, whether it is workload manageability, balancing work-life commitments in a remote environment, or finding ways to combat isolation as we work off-site. In addition, the college will continue to build a community where equity, diversity, and inclusion is embraced, as this is critical to sustaining employee engagement. Earlier this summer, the college hosted Hamlin Grange to have a discussion on racism and equity competence. The Inclusion and Fusion events are happening regularly, and we will continue to host interesting learning opportunities from leading experts in the community. I continue to be inspired by the commitment and innovation and creativity that I see regularly from all of our employees. I thank you for all that you do for Algonquin College, and I look forward to experiencing the 2021 academic year with all of you. Thank you. Merci. Miigwech.
Hello. Bonjour. Kwe. I am Dwayne McNair, and I have the privilege to be Algonquin College's Vice President, Finance and Administration. The past 6 months have been challenging for all of us, and as we embark on this fall term of 2020, I believe it's important to acknowledge how much we have accomplished with our learners and employees. We have consistently demonstrated creativity and innovation to facilitate ongoing program delivery for our students while reshaping our service models to adapt to the pandemic. Today, I will be speaking to how we need to continue to exhibit creative and innovative thinking as we continue to manage the college and support our learners through today's challenges. This fall, we will be facilitating a strategic exercise to develop plans to put the college back on a path to financial sustainability. This past year, our college community, along with everyone around the world, has been forced to respond and manage through this pandemic crisis. And while a crisis brings with it damage, loss, and challenges, a crisis is also an opportunity for us to transform how we learn, work, live, and play. To date, we have responded by leveraging technology and the innovative ideas of our employees to continue delivering on our mission to transform hopes and dreams into lifelong success. We can turn to examples of creativity and innovation in other sectors, such as the transportation industry. In the wake of the 2008 financial crisis, one of the Uber founders, Garrett Camp, questioned why it had to cost $800 for a private car and driver to transport him and his friends to their destination. To solve this problem, he considered how to leverage existing assets, people, and infrastructure to launch a ride-sharing venture with his partner that has disrupted the private transportation industry. As the college looks to restore the sustainability of our finances, we will need to consider how to do things differently with less costs but greater value for our learners. Over this past year, we have renewed our integrated college development planning framework and recognize that we have 4 primary resources required to deliver our programs and services to our learners, as displayed in these 4 pillars. The pandemic has caused us to draw significantly on our financial reserves. This current rate of spending is not sustainable, as it is exceeding our revenues. Our people are our most valued and important asset, and it will be through engagement with all of you that we will solve our sustainability challenges. New ideas with favorable financial outcomes will need to be explored and developed, like our public college, private college partnership that we anticipate launching in spring of 2021. Algonquin College has a strong track record of demonstrating resiliency, creativity, and innovation. We will emerge from this pandemic with improved employee engagement, learner satisfaction, and cash flow. You will be called upon to contribute your thoughts and ideas on how we can increase value for our learners while improving our financial sustainability. At Algonquin College, the future is bright because we have a community that cares about our learners of today and tomorrow.
Welcome back. Sounds like we already have much to look forward to this year. Fun fact, like the mayor and I, Diane is also an alumnus of Laurentian Regional High School, and we're slowly taking over Ottawa. I also think that, Dwayne, you're going to be very happy to know that my plan to improve our financial sustainability is to clone myself. This will double my productivity and at the same salary. Huh? Those of you who know me are likely terrified right now, admit it. But don't worry, I'll likely just delegate my work to clone Patrick here so I can enjoy my ginormous 50-foot television. Huh? Off with you. Think there's a baby whose diapers need to be changed. Sorry about that. I always have to keep an eye on him. Handsome devil. Anyways, where were we? Right, back to the event. In the next segment, we will hear from the Student Association President, followed by the presidents of our faculty and staff unions. See you in a bit.
Hello, bonjour, Kwe. My name is Emily Ferguson, Students Association President. Last year at AC Vision, as the Students Association prepared to enter our 50th year, we showcased our long history of service to Algonquin College students. Our 50th anniversary is upon us. On September 8th, 1970, we began our commitment to enhancing the experience of the many students who join us on their journey. Today, 50 years later, we are continuing our mission to create an environment that inspires a passion for student success. We have learned many things from students over the years. One of the most common pieces of information we have learned is that most students even those who do not consider themselves athletes, want a place on campus dedicated to recreation. The Algonquin SA is unique in the sense that we operate all campus athletics and varsity sports. Athletics and recreation were combined, and the idea for an athletics and recreation center on the Ottawa campus was born. A place for all students, regardless of ability, level of fitness, or interest in sports, to relax, connect with friends, cheer on our varsity teams, grab a meal, lift some weights, or even go bowling. The ARC will feature 123,000 square feet and is entirely dedicated to the student experience, athletics, and recreation. There is truly nothing like this at any other college or university anywhere nearby. For our varsity athletes and campus recreation enthusiasts, there will be 3 gymnasiums, 4 rec leagues, home games, and practice. For students interested in fitness and wellness, an indoor walking and running track in a league of its own. Fitness areas for cardio, weights and stretching, cross-training, multi-purpose rooms for classes and yoga, registered massage therapists, climbing walls. For fun, bowling lanes, billiards, golf simulators, a new licensed restaurant with plenty of seating. We have spoken with thousands of students before beginning this project. We heard many ideas during these consultations, and we listened. Gender-inclusive locker rooms and private bathrooms will help ensure that this is a safer place for everyone. We have ensured the building is LEED certified, and our team is researching even more ways to ensure sustainable practices once the building is open. And most importantly, all of this, recreation, fitness classes, will be covered within the athletics and recreation fees with no additional user fees. For the first time, Algonquin College students will not pay additional membership fees to access fitness machines or classes to improve their physical and mental health. There will no longer be a financial barrier for any Algonquin College student who wants to take ownership of their health. Finally, this building will symbolize the Algonquin SA's commitment to our championship-winning varsity teams. Our hope is that home games will see record-setting spectators and a new era in Algonquin College athletics. For this reason, a new building and a new era will come with a new name. The opening of the Athletics and Recreation Center will become the new home to the Algonquin Wolves, our new varsity team's identity. We are so excited to embark on a new chapter in our varsity history and can't wait to unite the campuses in Ottawa, Pembroke, and Perth under the Wolves narrative. Wolves protect each other, teach each other, and they live in a pack. They protect their elders and the vulnerable, and they have lifelong familial bonds. These are wonderful qualities to emulate among our student body. I can't wait to experience this building in person and see it full of proud Algonquin College students, and I can't wait to see all of you in Algonquin Wolves gear cheering on our varsity teams at home games. Thank you.
I'm Annette Boozy, president of OPSU Local 415. Alongside a talented team of 45 dedicated faculty colleagues that you've elected, we proudly represent the voice of partial load and full-time instructors, counselors, professors, and librarians at our college. Nobody could have imagined the events of the last few months and the challenges they would bring. Your union has worked hard to navigate our way safely through the early stages of this pandemic while protecting our members and our jobs. These difficult times have afforded us the opportunity to have new conversations with the college around issues like the budget and faculty employment stability. We've continued to advocate for our contract colleagues, the most precarious faculty members, and we've also welcomed new full-time hires this past spring and upcoming fall across several departments. The suspension of collective agreement timelines has also allowed us to adopt a fresh approach to grievances, often resolving issues proactively to our member satisfaction. Our work is just beginning. Here's a snapshot of what you can expect from your union this year. 2021 is a collective bargaining year. Preparation for bargaining begins now. We'll need your input to ensure that the issues brought to the table are the ones that matter to us most. There'll be many ways that you'll be invited to participate in these conversations. Next, through information sessions, we want to empower our members to learn more about our collective agreement and other legislated rights. Stay tuned for news from us on all of these fronts. The civil unrest in Canada and all over the world feels to have brought us to a turning point on issues of oppression. Our role as a union is to be an active participant in these social movements, to continue to hold our college to account, and use this momentum to create real, institutional change. We stand proudly in the legacy of Local 415. You can expect the same strong advocacy and representation you've come to rely upon over the years, with a fresh lens and perspective during these times. Thank you for your continued trust.
Hello, everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Christine Kelsey, the Support Staff Union President. Our local, OPSU 416, represents all full-time and part-time support staff at Algonquin College. And I've never been more proud of our support staff who continue to do a great job at the college, despite the challenges we've been facing at work, at home, and in our communities. At last year's AC Vision, I never would have expected us to be where we are today. We've been dealing with a global pandemic, travel bans, complete changes to our working environments and our way of life. And we've heard you loud and clear at our Q&A sessions, the college town halls, and through various conversations. We understand your concerns about working through this pandemic. We are working hard to ensure that your workplace at home is set up safely and your return to working on campus is done properly to avoid any risk to you. This means having proper workstations at home, protective equipment in the workplace, accommodations for family care and personal health. This upcoming year, our part-time support staff will be bargaining for their next contract. Given the extremely challenging times you're bargaining in, it will be important for you to talk to each other about what you want in your contract. This coming fall, watch for our communication information sessions where you will be able to provide your input for what you want in your next contract. We would like to thank the college for our new office space in T124 and for recognizing that we needed a new space because of the growth of our local. Come and visit us there next time you are on campus. If you are not on our mailing list, please contact me by phone or email. Thank you for all you do, and I wish everyone a safe year.
Thank you, Emily, Annette, and Christine. Very much looking forward to joining the Wolf Pack. What follows are the presentations for the last group, comprising of 4 members of the executive team. Then we'll go live to an undisclosed location to hear from our president. I'm not sure who's leading off the next group, but I was supposed to get a text message when they were ready. Oh, hang on. That has to be our Senior Vice President Academic, Chris Jansen. Let's get started by hearing what's in store for the academic area. I'm going to pay for that one.
Hello, my name is Chris Jansen. The beginning of the academic year has always been one of my favorite times of the year. It is a time to gather with the excitement and anticipation of a new academic year. Last year at this time, I was just beginning to serve as the acting Senior Vice President Academic. What a year this has been. So much change in the academic area. Unprecedented numbers of new academic and support employees, new academic chairs, new deans, a new Senior Vice President Academic, a new president. Algonquin College is its people. Significant changes in personnel naturally bring a different perspective and different approaches. And then, of course, there's that whole COVID-19 thing. As we begin the new academic year, still adapting to life in a global pandemic, there are 2 main themes that I want to emphasize: innovation and quality. I remain awed and humbled by the response the college had at the onset of the pandemic. We adapted to emergency remote delivery. planned for a spring term amid considerable uncertainty, managed our concern for health and safety, and made plans for a fall in which most curriculum would be delivered remotely. I want to acknowledge the toll taken on our employees and our students. Times of change are stressful, so we need to continue to be mindful of our well-being and remain resilient. But times of change are also full of opportunity. As the saying goes, necessity is the mother of invention. Our response to the pandemic has embodied the learner-driven plan. You could say that the pandemic hastened the transformation that our original plan was designed to achieve. We have embraced the four main themes of flexibility, being proactive and responsive, enabling employee excellence, and forging connections. So while the coordinated oversight of the learner-driven plan is paused because of COVID, the personalization of learning will continue to be at the forefront of all that we do. We must continue to be creative and innovative, willing to try new things to enable each learner's success in our current reality. Personalization and quality are intertwined. A truly personalized college education is one that meets the needs of each learner and ensures they gain the skills and knowledge to meet employers' needs. Our current quality assurance processes play a critical role in helping us achieve that mission to transform hopes and dreams into lifelong success. We have several important quality assurance activities planned for this academic year. One is to develop a meaningful instrument to provide faculty feedback on the efficacy of their remotely delivered classes. The 5-year Provincial College Quality Assurance Audit self-study has begun and will proceed throughout the year. Of course, our mature program quality review process will proceed. I'm pleased to report that additional support has been hired in academic development in the PQR area to help make the process easier to complete on time. Finally, annual curriculum review. This year during annual curriculum review, we need to pay particular attention to lessons learned from our COVID-19 responses. As we undertake these quality assurance activities this year, the learner-driven plan will be at the foundation for all of our improvements. The quality of education we provide is how we achieve our mission. The landscape of post-secondary education is changing. We face competition from other training organizations, financial sustainability challenges, changing expectations from our learners and our employers, automation, technology-driven changes accelerated by a global pandemic. These are challenges and opportunities that colleges must embrace in order to remain relevant. To that end, I will initiate an academic planning exercise this year that will parallel the college strategic planning that President Brule will be leading. I will ask the entire academic area to participate in developing the roadmap through these shifting landscapes to keep the college in a position of strength and leadership. Together, we'll set the course to a fabulous future. Thank you.
My name is Tracy McDougall, and I am the Director of the President's Office in Communications. In communications, we constantly face a balancing act. How much communication is enough? How much is too much? Should this message go out via email, on social media, Brightspace, digital screens? Should it be a joint message to learners and employees, or should there be two separate communications? It is easy to say that we should err on the side of over-communicating, but then messaging becomes the white noise that people tune out. We know that emails accumulate rapidly, and we want to respect your time. In the new normal, we are streamlining messaging as much as possible by reducing volume to your inbox, delivering messages in the way that you prefer, and telling you exactly what you need to know as quickly as we can and in the most concise way possible. That's why, when the pandemic began, we wanted to share a regular communique with you from the President to highlight the most important news and events across the college in a single message that you could count on receiving on a regular basis. Sometimes it's difficult to be concise, especially now when we often have so much to tell you. But where possible, we are providing links to more details for those who need them and special websites dedicated to specific topics so that you have a one-stop resource to help you find the facts you need. We're also posting important communiques online on those dedicated websites and also on MyAC so that you can go back and read things when it's convenient for you. This is our new normal. In the event world, we also have a new normal. We have moved events to an online platform and will continue in that direction. Our goal is to develop programming that you can connect with and that can connect you with others. From live music to workshops to town halls, all events are developed with creativity. They are developed by sharing knowledge, and they're developed with a purpose to generate experiences for employees. Online events also seem to be gaining your attention. So far, online event participation has surpassed our stats from in-person events. This makes sense. You can now watch from the comfort of your own home and tune in later as they are recorded. They're convenient, and they also provide us with virtual FaceTime and a sense of community. Our online community is strong, and we plan to continue to develop unique experiences that provide information, entertainment, and connection. One of the things that I have found since taking on this dual role is that communication, no matter how it's delivered, is always a two-way street. If you take away one thing from your jam session, is that we need you. Your comments, your feedback, your emails, and your phone calls are always appreciated because they help us understand what's on your mind. What do you need to hear about from the President's office? What kind of events would make your life better? Did we miss something in our last email communication to you? Let us know how we're doing by filling out our surveys. We take the feedback very seriously as it helps us grow and adapt the way we do business. Effective communication is a moving target, and by sharing your thoughts with us, you give us a much better chance of hitting the mark. Thank you. Merci. Miigwech.
Hello, I'm Laura Stambra, Vice President of Student Services, and the topic I've chosen for AC Vision this year is creating a sense of community engagement in a primarily remote delivery environment. So far this academic year, and for the foreseeable near future, we will be limited in how we can support students face-to-face on campus. This represents both a challenge and an opportunity to ensure our students understand how to effectively access student services in a virtual environment. Both employees and students will be challenged in ways we have not previously encountered. It will bring us out of our comfort zones, but it will also provide us that burning platform to experiment. Our learner-driven strategy is focused on the key theme of flexibility, and we've already proven our ability to be flexible and create an innovative student service delivery solution during this pandemic. Our learner-driven strategy also calls for us to be proactive and responsive and forge connections between our learners and the college. And we've done just that throughout the pandemic. For example, we've hosted live events on Facebook called Ask an Expert. Students can ask questions on topics relevant to their lives, and our knowledgeable student support service employees answer by sharing information, resources, and support. These Facebook events get thousands of views, significantly above attendance at our in-person on-campus events. Students have asked for more communications in a streamlined way from our registrar's office. Improved communications have resulted in our learners being more informed about program delivery than ever before. For example, our financial aid team has provided both individual and group sessions for learners on how to complete their OSAP applications. And our incoming and future cohort of learners on the cusp of making decisions to launch, change, or propel their careers have challenged us to reinvent how we connect with them. And in response, we've launched a new live presentation webpage that showcases all of the live marketing and recruitment webinars planned. And this also includes topics that we've already recorded. With over 40,000 views, this site has become our go-to resource for prospects and applicants. Other digital resources include virtual tours of all campuses and the ability to create a customized viewbook. For those looking for a more personalized connection, one-on-one online consultations with a recruiter are now available through our website. And this year, as last, continues to have a significant emphasis on student well-being and mental health by continuing to further evolve our connection and our togetherness in this time of physical distancing. We also know The service model will require a heightened need for feedback. This gives us a great opportunity to understand the perspectives of our students. We also need more insight to those who do not have access to high-speed internet and why, in order to meet their needs. In some ways, we will be redefining what success looks like, but I've been inspired by what we've been able to accomplish so far, and I look forward to continuing the journey with you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Mark Savinkoff, and I'm your Vice President of Advancement. The topic I have chosen for AC Vision is partnerships. One word, yes, but a word with rich and complex meaning. Partnerships, like the ones we can forge together as an internal Algonquin College community, and in turn the partnerships we can inspire with our external community, our donors, alumni, community, and industry leaders. Now, in the advancement area, we focus on asking individuals and organizations to join us in a conversation about how they might see themselves partner with the college. And, like any meaningful conversation, we are deeply dependent on others to actively contribute to the narrative. Advancement is a team sport, or a symphony if you prefer, but an instrument is not enough on its own. The whole orchestra must come together. So we invite you to lean into a conversation with us. By partnering with Algonquin College, our donors and supporters are empowering our students, and in turn our proud alumni, to make a difference in their communities. Now, when I speak with alumni, they are so proud to say that they are Algonquin College graduates. They are grateful for the opportunity they had to learn new skills and to meet new people, and those learnings and connections have served them well. Our graduates are renowned chefs and photographers, Olympic athletes, Emmy Award-winning producers, famous comedians. They're industry leaders in construction and advanced technology. One might say our alumni are literally building our towns and cities and then running them as elected politicians and business leaders. They teach our children, ensure public safety, and care for our most vulnerable populations when they fall ill. Everywhere we look, our graduates are making a difference. And not only are our alumni supporting the communities that they serve, but in doing so, they're building community, and they're giving back. Each year, thousands of alumni reconnect with the college to mentor our students, to volunteer, share career advice, promote the college to family and friends, or make a donation. And it's through that generosity of individuals and corporate donors that the college is able to raise millions of dollars each year in support of our students and academic excellence. We are thankful for the trust they have in us as a community, and we remain committed to demonstrating the impact of that generosity. But we need one another. The advancement area is one part of a much larger system. This is my invitation to you to join us. Together, we can earn the right to proudly ask our alumni, donors, and community organizations to be our partner. And in doing so, I know our graduates and donors will remain proud to know that they are helping our students to realize their dreams, dreams that can make our communities stronger. Thanks.
Any Harry Potter fans out there? I've got my own invisibility cloak. I'm having way too much fun with this. And now, to complete the presentations for AC Vision and to share with us his vision of the college, it's my pleasure to introduce the president of Algonquin College, Claude Brûlé.
Thank you very much, Patrick. I never know what you're going to say, and it makes me laugh every time. I'm so glad we tapped you on the shoulder to be our MC today, and I think everyone will agree. Yes, I'm from an undisclosed location, but I think you can easily guess where I am. And Patrick, you'll be happy to note that I'm wearing shoes today. So good morning, everyone. Bonjour à tous et à toutes. Kwe. Before I begin my remarks, I would like to thank, recognize, and give a shout out to Sophia Boris and the entire events team, as well as Baldwin Audiovisual for putting together what is a very professional and polished event. And I hope you feel the same. So let me offer my words of welcome and thank everyone who has joined us today. Now, typically, I would thank those of you from Perth and Pembroke who have made the drive to join us for this event at the Ottawa campus. But today, I suspect the commute was much shorter, if there was one at all, as people tuned in from their respective campus or from home or their favorite spot anywhere, really. Wherever you are, I want to welcome you and also extend a warm welcome back to those of you who've been away from the college for some time. I also want to extend a special thanks to those of you who have been here through the summer month, either delivering our programming and our pilot initiative, preparing the campus and doing the academic planning for the fall term, and those of you performing the essential work that has kept the college going forward so far. I would also like to offer my personal thanks to our special guest, Jim Watson, for joining us and providing remarks at the start of our event. I had the pleasure of being with Mayor Jim Watson yesterday as well, so 2 days in a row, not bad. And I was accompanied by Dr. Vera Etches as we make a media event, especially for our learners as they start the academic year, and wanted to make sure everyone was well prepared for what's going to be a very unique year this year. I also want to offer my personal welcome to representatives from our Board of Governors, our Students Association Board of Director, and our union leaders and representatives. And I want to thank Annette, Christine, and Emily for their words earlier in this program. Finally, I want to take a moment to welcome those of you who are joining us for the first time. In fact, since our last AC Vision, we've had 45 new full-time employees join Algonquin College, and we've had many more part-time staff who are new to the college. Now, if we were in Salon A, as we were last year, I would have asked everybody who is new to the college since last year to stand up so that we can recognize you. We can't do this, obviously, through Zoom, but I know sometimes we can do a click, a thumbs up. I'm not sure if we can do that today, but a round of applause for all of those of you who are new to the college and will be starting with us this academic year. Last year at this time, I opened my remarks by saying that it was a new day for all of us, for you, and also for me. At that time, we articulated a new vision for the future. And then only 7 months later, that vision was forever changed by one of the most significant events of our generation. I know that each and every one of you has been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. Not only was our professional vision altered, but no doubt our own personal vision, our hopes and dreams for our families and ourselves were also impacted. I know some of you have lost loved ones or have been unable to see family members for a long time. Some of you have faced very real financial hardship. Many of you have had to juggle your work while simultaneously caring for your children and their schooling. Many of you have taken the time to write to me and share your feelings and your concerns about all of this. I want you to know that I've heard you and that I've kept your stories in mind, as I know our executive team has done as well, as we work on our plans for the future. Your resilience in the face of adversity has been and is a testament to your strength. And that collective strength is what we must now draw upon as we move from coping with the pandemic to actively recovering from it. We stand united in our experience of the pandemic, but also, I hope, in our vision of how we'll emerge from it, stronger than we were before. And as we come to know, recovery is not going to happen overnight. We know this. It's going to be an ongoing process that will require input and the collaborative spirit of each and every one of us, learners and employees, in order to be successful. On this point, I think we've made some great strides. With careful planning, adherence to public health guidelines, and by making safety our #1 priority, our summer pilot program that started in July and was expanded in August has been a tremendous success. It allowed approximately 600 learners to advance in their programs of study or graduate and join the workforce that's helping to rebuild our economy. This summer pilot has helped us pave the way for a successful start of this fall term by giving us time to determine how we can reopen gradually and safely with the protocols and measures in place as we continue to find our way in this new normal. I visited our Ottawa campus during the summer and talked to many employees. I was very happy to see everyone united in the effort to keep our working and our learning environment safe for everyone. And I want to thank you for that. As we move forward, we can't lose sight of the more human element of our recovery. We must remain united in our effort to connect with one another and our communities beyond our campuses. I'm proud that we have found so many ways to foster that sense of connection, even during the most difficult and uncertain times. With the help of our events team, as I mentioned earlier, we connected by taking a number of innovative virtual events. We socialized at the summer market and Friday wind downs. We took in some tunes with alumni celebrity Jason Blaine. We welcomed our learners for the first ever virtual AC Day 1 back in May. And we've learned together with virtual workshops, seminars, and guest speakers. Those human connections were evident in the virtual events that you organized in your departments and areas, some of which I was able to join in. And in those moments, I experienced those important bonds that are so vital to maintain so that an institution like ours can continue to thrive, especially when in-person contact is for the most part absent. Externally, we continue to work with our government partners to advocate for and advance initiatives such as our Ottawa Campus of Care initiative, formerly known as the Healthy Living Education, or HLE. This is a timely initiative that will create a living lab for many of our learners in the health sector and other areas, while addressing several government priorities as it relates to the safe provision of healthcare for our most vulnerable and frail seniors, many of whom do not have adequate affordable accommodation. Our learners are connecting externally too. Our co-op teams have helped more than 650 learners secure placement in their fields this summer. That's more than 650 Algonquin learners gaining experience, learning new skills, and best of all, getting paid for their work. Well done. We're also connecting with our community through our value of caring. Algonquin College donated thousands of pieces of protective equipment and loaned at least 9 ventilators to help local healthcare facilities. We also gave back to our community through our Corporate Training Center, which created free courses for people looking to find new skills or upgrade existing ones. We've also renewed our efforts to connect with those who are hurting or have felt marginalized. In June, I had the privilege to attend a webinar with diversity expert Hamlin Grange as he discussed why we must do more to support our employees and our learners that identify as Black, Indigenous, and people of color, as well as support those wider communities. Thank you to Sarah Gowan and our HR team for setting this up for everyone. During the webinar, I said that it was in our values at Algonquin College to care. We are caring people, but caring is simply not enough. We must improve our ability to recognize the subtleties of racism, speak up against it, and adapt our practices, both personal and institutional, to eliminate it. We have strengthened our resolve to continue the hard work to make progress on our journey towards inclusion as detailed in our Algonquin College Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Blueprint. We all have work to do in this area, but I think that having these conversations is a step in the right direction and a step towards building a college that not only honors our value, but also ensures that those values reach each and every member of our Algonquin College family. Our values continue to unite us as we begin the process of building our future through the development of a brand new strategic plan starting this fall. The COVID-19 pandemic has forced us all to recalibrate our thinking about not only what is necessary, but also what's in the art of the possible. And our new strategic plan will have to take into account many new variables that perhaps we didn't previously consider. We're facing challenges that could not have been imagined a year ago. And now we must collaborate to find new solutions and unite so that we can dream new dreams together. As you know, I'm a fan of writer Neil Gaiman, and I particularly like the following quote from him. It goes like this: "People think dreams aren't real simply because they aren't made of matter, of particles. Dreams are real, but they're made of viewpoints, of images, of memories and ponds and lost hopes." We've been through so much this past year, And like everyone, we've had to face some of our own lost hopes. But still, our dreams for the college remain very real. They're the manifestation of our viewpoints and our memories, our experiences, and our values. They are in a presentation you just heard from our executive team and our Students Association president and our union leaders presidents. They're at the heart of our upcoming convocation ceremonies, and they are in the lifelong success that we will promise our learners when they place their trust in our hands at the start of this new academic year. Make no mistake, there's nothing virtual about those dreams. They are ours to shape and ours to bring to life. No matter what challenges we face in the year ahead, let us never lose sight of the possibility of our dreams and what we can achieve when we work together towards a common goal or ideal. And with that, I wish you all a healthy and successful new academic year. Thank you. Merci. Miigwech.
Merci, Monsieur le Président. I couldn't help it. It was so nice outside. I had to step out. So thank you. That concludes the main event for AC Vision. Thank you for tuning in. What a great way to kick off the cool school year. Well, I need it to be a little cooler outside here. We're now going to move to the jam session. And before we do, I'd just like to take a moment to thank all of the people that made this particular event possible. So that includes ITS, Baldwin AV Visuals, the jam session leads, script writers, executive assistants, comms, and the photography department for lending me the green screen, which I am not going to return. And I was told and ordered by Sophia Boris not to thank her publicly, so I won't do that. It was a pleasure to be your host, and now it's time to join your jam sessions. Please log on to your specific jam session link, and I'll see you around. I'll go work on my 10. Why is HR calling me?